Let's get analysis now from Rebecca Grant. She's a national security and military analyst and serves as vice president at the Lexington Institute. Great to have you on the show. So it's important to remember here that there's what's being said publicly and there's what's being said privately, and they can be two very different things. Iran is publicly rejecting all of President Trump's ceasefire proposal, but there are reports that privately they're signaling they're open to negotiations. Their survival's on the line. What are the chances the two sides can find some sort of a deal?
Oh, I think Iran is interested in talking. You know, in public, here come their tricks and evasions, but their ridiculous list about reparations and the U.S. pulling away from all of our Gulf allies and control of the Strait of Hormuz. No way. Iran actually did try to charge a couple ships going through the strait on a side route that's closer to their coast. But control of the Strait of Hormuz is a major geopolitical objective for Operation Epic Fury, and that's going to be a non-negotiating point. The key, of course, is about the nuclear material and, of course, to achieve the objectives of Operation Epic Fury, which is no drones, no missiles, no Navy, no military power that they can project.
So how do they come together? I mean, it's like they seem, when you lay it out like that, it's like, okay, it's hopeless.
Well, I think Iran realizes that they've tried to escalate, and basically this has failed. They've turned all of the Gulf states, their neighbors, like the UAE, like Oman, they've turned them against them by the indiscriminate attacks. So I think that this is a fairly desperate situation. We hear that Pakistan may be an interlocutor, but they're going to have to find some common ground, or Trump will have to apply additional pressure and really control of the Strait of Hormuz. We are not going to let that be in Iran's hands.
Yeah, Iran says it's just attacking American bases in those Gulf countries, but we saw Kuwait Airport on fire today. That is not an American military base. Meantime, Trump is hedging his bets either way. The 82nd Airborne is now on its way to the region, and that's in addition to the 2 Marine Expeditionary Units that will soon arrive and join the 50,000 American troops already there. If Trump chooses to escalate, there really are just two options: sending in ground troops to Iran or bombing Iran's nuclear plants, and both those options come with great risk.
I think the first option still is to continue this intense air campaign. It's been very effective. CENTCOM is in their battle rhythm, and they can hit additional targets from the air. To me, the arrival of the USS Tripoli, which will be very soon, and having the 82nd Airborne Quick Reaction Force on alert, this is pressure. This is more options. This provides additional helicopters, additional F-35s, and most of all, Marines and soldiers that are ready to do whatever they're ordered to do. I think their objectives would focus more around the Strait of Hormuz, and their pressure is to make it clear to Iran that Iran's not going to control that strait.
There's a new poll out today that says nearly 60% of Americans say military action against Iran has gone too far. There is not public support in general for this war, and the economic fallout is spreading. This is a president very attuned to the oil markets and the stock markets.
Yes, absolutely the case. And I think Americans are right to ask questions, right to be concerned. We're, of course, concerned about our 50,000 troops that are there. But there are really clear objectives that we need to judge this by. Iran had far more in the way of missiles and power projection than we ever realized, and we really needed to take this down in order to have more safety here in America and throughout the world. And I'm glad to see that it looks like our allies, Britain and France, may be getting ready to help join a maritime security force. They did this over in the Red Sea against the Houthis last year, and in 2024, we can see some allied help from the UK, France, Japan, South Korea to do zone defense around that strait.
Well, we've got to get that Strait of Hormuz open for about 1 million reasons, and that is the Iranians realize that they've got control of this thing right now, and that is their biggest ace card, so to speak. Rebecca Grant, great to talk to you. Really appreciate your analysis.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.